In this week's episode of Triple T,
I'll wear hats and t-shirts. I'll wear goofy glasses. I don't give a shit. I want to rep bidets. That's Bidet Boys.
Bidet Boys. That's us.
They figured out some way to compare Tom Brady to Hitler. It wasn't that funny. Shout out the 80s, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm a
80s.
little upset that people that were born in 2003 can drink.
Yeah. Yep. And every once in a while.
Whenever, you know how they have that little display at the stores when you walk in, and I'm just like, ugh, that sucks. The liquor hangover is nothing, dude. Beer hangover is my problem.
Ooh.
So I'm just gonna get rid of beer altogether because, dude, I'm not that bad. Remember a few weeks back when I was barely alive on the show? That was a beer night. I had like 25 beers, you know?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Triple T Podcast. We dropping knowledge like it's hot, bringing you the real talk. From the streets to the block, jazzy beats, rhyme so tight, we'll make your head nod. Triple T crew taking over the game, y'all better applaud. Step into the cypher, feel the vibe. We got the style, representing hip-hop, going the extra mile. From East Coast to West, we break it down the walls. Triple T Podcast, we here to answer the call.
Shout out to all the moms. We're recording on Mother's Day. I know it's Tuesday and it's May 14th, and I'm pretty sure who had a song about it? There was a punk band, I think, that had a song May 14th.
I was thinking of Boys to Men. Mama,
Ooh.
Mama, you know I love you.
Ooh.
Mama.
No, it's May 16th. Sorry.
What?
May 16th. Sorry.
May 16th.
Lagwagon has a song May 16th. So almost Lagwagon Day at the time of the recording. But either way, the voice you're hearing, it's me. It's Matt. It's Beard Laws. Joining me, as always, is Burley. Gute couldn't make it today. He will be back next week. Again, it's Mother's Day. I wasn't sure we were even going to have time. To be honest with you, I was trying to come up with, I was like, man, maybe I just kind of like put a couple of episodes from the past together and then release it. I didn't want to do a solo one. And then Burley was like, I got an hour.
I got you. Let's fucking go. Let's do a shout out to all the women that let us cream pie them. They fucking rule.
They rule. Thank you to all of those women.
Okay, hold on. Just breaking news. Breaking news. My A word, made by Amazon. I can't say her name or else she fucking does something, but I have one on my desk right here.
Hey, Alexa.
National Weather Service has just issued a tornado warning in my area.
Oh,
Nice.
weird. It's right before I got on here. I was getting ready to post a tickety talk on the stuff for all of us, whether it was Your Town or Triple T or Beard Laws or Body Wrong or any of those. And Tony was, I thought he posted a video of him dancing to Taylor Swift, but it wasn't. It was like some 90s music. He's dancing. Then it was like, Ohio weather alert, tornado warnings. And I'm like, and then now you're having them. It's
Hey,
wow.
dude, you know what? We had some killer flooding last week, and now we got tornado. You know what? It's the end of the world. Bring it on. Let's go.
I've heard that song before.
Do you ever have fantasies of where would you rank in a Mad Max-like world?
Oof. I don't know. I don't think I'd rank well.
Let's take it down a notch. Mad Max is obviously like hardcore. What
Pretty
about
hardcore.
in a Walking Dead type of situation? Where do you rank in the world of the non-infected?
So I think at the beginning of Walking, I watched a couple seasons. I only made it to like 2 or 3 seasons, and I got super bored with it. It gets
all
better.
Repeats itself, yeah.
Different people, you know what I mean? Then they have the ability to kill off characters, whatever. And I think at the beginning of it, it seemed a little more chill. You know what I mean? They're camping out. Dudes are sleeping with other dudes' women and stuff like that. Like, I feel like that's how it would really go. I think I do all right. But if I got to get into a city and be surrounded by them and try to get into vehicles like the one dude, I don't think I'm that good. But I don't know. I've never really had. You would think that your instincts would take over, but I'm not trained to have those great instincts. But I'm better than most, so I think I would fail, but I would outlive a lot of other people compared.
Where do you stand in the hierarchy of your group, though? That's really what I want to know. Like, do you become a warlord or are you just a follower? I think I would try to become a warlord.
I think I could become kind of the warlord of it, but there's a lot of guys in my crew that are very intelligent, but like military trained. So I would definitely be seeking them out. You know what I mean? To be able to help and work from them, learn off there. And, you know, I got a pretty decent group that a lot of them still live off the land. They garden, like they have animals. Like I think all of us together could group up pretty well.
Do you garden at all?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not as much as I used to because of the damn kids and the sports and the camps and we're in camping. We're not home as much, but I do the gardening.
Economy crashes tomorrow. How long could you survive on your current garden? Oh, it was just snowy. You're fucked.
No, because I don't even think you can have too much in the ground already yet because of like this is the week of the time of the recording. This week and the next couple of weeks is when you can actually start putting stuff in the ground. So right now, I'd be fucked. I don't have anything in the ground. I have seedlings and stuff started, but not enough to feed for that long.
I go on these rabbit holes of like being self-sufficient, and so now I'm thinking, man, I should grow a garden, but I don't know. Like, I have a family of 4, right, including myself. Being able to live off of your own garden, you gotta have a gigantic fucking garden,
and the ability to like either freeze or get one of those things that they freeze dried machines where they do with candy and shit. But if you freeze dry food, it lasts forever.
What about like canning it? How long does like in a mason jar? How long does that last?
I mean, it lasts a while. A lot of them, depending on how you preserve them, can last a very long time. I don't know the exact answer. Not forever, but for a very, very long time. That's what we would do with some stuff.
How did Laura Ingalls Wilder do it? No, Little House on the Prairie type shit. How'd they handle the winters with... We need to do more research on this show, right? But
I think too, well, you have to think back then, they didn't have the Food and Drug Administration that said you can't eat food by best by dates or could buy. They put the food and they'd eat it. If they got a little diarrhea or threw up.
Yeah, dysentery was taking people out on the Oregon Trail. No, I still stand by that, by the way. Do you look at the fucking dates?
Yeah, oh yeah. I do. You don't?
So, fuck no.
I look at the dates like, okay, so here's this. So if I pull a can out and it's like 12 years old, because that happens in my house occasionally, I'm like, I'm probably not going to eat this. But if I look at it and it's a couple of months or a week, I'm gonna give it the smell test. I think the smell and the visual test is way better. Like, if it looks and smells bad, I'm not going to eat it. If it's okay, I'm going to eat it.
I'm a taste tester, dude.
Yeah.
And that goes for everything. Like, my wife, I don't even know what the expiration date on meat is. It just says sell by. Yeah. My wife goes by the sell by, and I'm like, no, it's still good. It's still good. So, yeah, but it looks a little gray. It's fine. We'll cook the gray off. It's going to be brown when I'm done with it. Don't worry.
So listen to this shit. Yesterday was the youngest birthday. So I bring my nephew with me. I'm like, come on, man, we're going to make a cake. And she wanted a vanilla cake with peanut butter frosting. I'm like, cool, we can make this. Hit the Googles up. Boom, easy going. And he goes, well, we got to decorate it, Uncle Matt. And I'm like, cool, you pick out the decorations. So he picks out these gold flakes. It's like a jar of this, and we're at the Walfarts for like $3-4. I'm like, sweet. And it's in with like cake. He's like, let's get a cake gel, this one, and something else, all in the cake area. So I'm like, oh, cool. You'd think it's edible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. So we get it there, we decorate it. Each of the kid grabs one, eats it. They're like, ugh, this tastes like paper. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, I look at it and it's like non-toxic. I'm like, it's edible, right? So we're sitting there. So I pull out the phone. I go, can you eat? And I put the brand name and all this stuff. And they're like, it's non-toxic. You can eat them, this and that. I'm like, oh, great. And I'm reading out loud,
Yeah.
But if you buy them from Walmart, they are not edible. And I went, and all the kids went, huh? Of course, they're fairly young. And they're like, oh my God, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to have to go to the hospital. I'm like, you're not. You had one little thing. I said, so here's how it works. Going back to the food and drug. I'm like, they can't market construction paper as edible. Like, you can't eat it. If you eat the paper, are you going to get sick and die? No. Same thing, non-toxic. But I'm like, why the hell would you put all this shit in an aisle, in a section? G44, shout out to them. We were hanging out there for a little while in the Walfarts, and it's non-edible.
That is odd. That is
right.
Odd. I mean, wait, is that the same shit? Like, you see those people that get the steaks that are covered in gold?
It's gold flake. Let me see if I can.
Wait, what's in Goldschlager?
Those are little gold flakes. It's this right here. It's let me pull it up here on the screen. This is exactly what we bought. metallic flakes from Cake Craft Gold Leaf Flakes Cake Decoration.
I mean, yeah, that's the same shit that they put on like meat and shit at these fucking dumb high-end restaurants.
And it says like you can eat it, and then you start getting into the reviews, which I didn't look at the reviews. It's like your description says you can add to your cakes and other desserts, but you can't eat them. They are not edible. Why would you put them in your food if they're not edible? I just decorated these flakes for a golden birthday, and these people
What
are
a terrible thing to do.
I mean, and it's the same thing. It's like look at all these pictures. It's just like, yeah, they look cool, and they did look really cool.
I mean, did you eat any?
I had one just because, it tasted like eating a piece of paper. Like if you were to do it, back in the day when you would do spit wads.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's what it tasted like.
Man, I mean,
Spit wads.
I want to spit wads.
Can we bring those back? Do you think it's been long enough? Do you think kids still do them? And maybe we can invent something on a 3D printer that's a new age spit wad shooter?
Okay, I like that idea, but I'm now wondering if... times have changed, right? So I'm wondering if there's like post-COVID, there's something wrong with spit wads, right? Because there's a fluid involved, I
tell you what, though, here's what you need to do. You need to make just a YouTube video on how to shoot spit wads. There hasn't been a new one, according to the quick Google search I did, since 2008.
That's a TikTok viral waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
So that jot that one down, or anybody listen. Yeah, 2008, 2009 was the last time that Google's showing me how to shoot spit wads.
Bro.
$1 million idea.
Here we go. What is a spit wad? Break this down. We're making this a clip. So what is a spit wad? Go.
Spit wad is you take any piece of paper, little bit piece of paper, and a straw.
Right.
You get the paper. We always just threw it in our mouth. You know what I mean? And chew down a little bit, and then you grabbed your straw and you went and spit it at your buddy.
In 2024, what are straws made of now?
Save the turtles.
2 birds, 1 stone. Let's fucking go.
We could probably even sell like a spit wad kit.
Dude, you just take a bite. It fucking makes itself. It's no longer a straw. It's a spit wad shooter.
Oh, look at this. Oh, I'm like, you know what? I'm curious. Let's just Google spit wad kit. So there are multiple matches for spit wad kit according to the AI overview by Google. Thank you for that, including a toilet paper blaster, a spit tune, and a spit roaster kit. None of those are what we're looking for, but a toilet paper blaster is pretty sweet looking.
Oh, those were for the professionals. We would do that in school, but you'd have to. What is this?
These spit wad. What's this? Spit wad challenge for surprises by Hobby Kids TV. When the hell was this released?
Hobby Kids I've heard of.
Yeah, they're just 2 kids, and it looks like they're trying spit wads.
What's the subs on that channel? I've heard of that show.
I just pulled it up here. Let's see. That is not 4.96 million subscribers, and guess how many years ago they did it? 8 years ago.
God damn, we're fucking late.
This kid wears glasses like you.
Sweet. See, I'm cool, dude. These kids, I get it. I get the kids.
Although I like yours a little better. His are the movie Cars, so I had the little red car on it with the checker pattern around them. Still pretty sweet, but not as cool as yours.
You know what I kind of want? I want those ones that flip up.
Flip up like the baseball.
Those were cool. It's just a frame.
Yep.
And then you flip down the shade part.
Yeah, I used to have a pair of those when I played baseball.
How in the know are you with the new slang coming out? Do you try to keep up with it?
I don't. The one that I think has been around for a little bit, but the kids they started saying a while ago that I'm like, I'm never going to say this was bussin'.
Oh, bussin',
yeah. They take a bite and they're like, this is a bussin'. And then the other one will be like, no, it's not. It's a bussin'. And I'm like, bussin'? Slow down, Rosa Parks.
There's a new one out. I don't know if it's new, but instead of like saying like that's terrible or that sucks or it's weird, it's now Ohio. It's just called Ohio.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
That makes me so happy.
Oh man, If only Tony was still on the Body Wrong show, we could
Right.
have so much fun.
It makes me so happy that Ohio is now a negative term in these.
So how did they use it in a sentence? Do you have an example? I thought I saw you Google it.
You could say, oh man. Yeah, this whole Diddy situation is on Ohio. It's fucking weird. It's creepy. It's odd, you know. it's
funny.
it's pretty awesome.
That is, oh man, I love it. It couldn't happen to a better state than that. I tried. The term Ohio originated from a series of memes that have spiraled out of control. Has become a general term representing anywhere, anything. Phrases like "only in Ohio" or "baked in Ohio" are now common.
Things generally pick up whenever Black Twitter picks it up.
Mm-hmm.
And Black Twitter has picked up Ohio pretty hard. It's pretty great.
I wonder what LeBron thinks about that.
It might have come from his shit. Fucking, he got out of there as soon as he could.
I wonder if he tried to copyright Ohio as well as he did like Taco Tuesday. Did he ever win that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't? Oh, so years ago, I don't know how many years ago, LeBron tried to buy the rights to Taco Tuesday.
That's brilliant. See, that's the kind of shit that I think I would do if I became stupid rich. I want to own stupid things that people use every day, you know?
Yep.
And I would probably fight pretty hard for it.
But it was owned by somebody here. So this is an old, I don't see. No, this is a somewhat new one, but it said LeBron James weighs in on Taco Tuesday trademark battle. And this was 2023. This is on Lexology.com. Never heard of it. Sure, it's legit, but maybe it's not. But apparently Taco John's claims on its website to have started the use of Taco Tuesday phrase. Gregory's Restaurant and Bar in New Jersey also used the mark as early as 1979 and applied for and obtained a federal trademark to use the phrase in connection with the restaurants 2 years later. Taco John's was using the Taco Tuesday expression in its ads also in 1979, around the same time as Gregory's. But Gregory's was the first company to seek the federal trademark.
It's crazy. You can just pick two words and trademark them, right? If you think about that.
Then LeBron James, obviously, he was in Taco Bell ads promoting Taco Tuesday specials with Tuesday bleeped out to avoid trademark because he went all in like how he wanted to get it. He was trying to fight it. Yeah, his LBJ trademark company tried to phrase Taco Tuesday in 3 separate international classes, and he did not win, which is wild because he's got some money.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest here. If you own Taco Tuesday, what's your dollar amount? I mean, it's going to be a lot more than what he's offering, I'm sure.
I would think so, yeah. He applied 3 different times, and the USPTO found it to be a commonplace message. So then eventually he just abandoned the quest for the trademark.
It's got to be a common, yeah, because everybody says Taco. Like the one of the trademarks that everybody like is tight-lipped about is like Super Bowl, right? Everything is like the big game, but I don't hear anybody censoring themselves on Taco Tuesday. That's
no. And imagine if Gregory's, or if they still, I mean, I have to imagine they still do because LeBron tried, how many people they could send shit out. Like, would it even be worth your time?
Yeah, you're going to give some poor lawyer carpal tunnel for sending cease and desist letters for sure.
You aren't kidding.
Yeah, what I just noticed? I've never noticed before, dude. You have 2 Steve-O books.
Yeah.
Did you read them?
Yeah, he's wrote multiple. No, I didn't read either.
Nice.
No, that's the thing with these books. I haven't read any of them.
I listened to one of them. I'm an audiobook guy.
Gotcha.
Dude's interesting life.
Very interesting.
Okay. Pretty privileged.
I've read some of them. I've gotten through some of them. I know somebody forever ago told me that if you read a page a day, that's just a page a day in a book, then it does something to the brain. So I legit try to grab, I read stuff all day when I'm at work and read, you know what I mean? We read all day. So once a day, I just grab a book, I open up to a random page and I read at least one page. And if I'm into it, I'll read a couple more. And I put it back. And I don't think it's really helped me in life, but I started collecting books. So I got all these book things. So I've read maybe a page in each, but I think the only books that I've ever read from front to back was the first 2 Tucker Max books.
The Serve Beer in Hell.
Hope They Serve Beer in Hell and Assholes Finish First.
I didn't know he had another one. I watched the movie of I Hope You Serve Beer in Hell.
I think he's up to like more than 2 books, but those were the only 2 that I remember reading. I tried to like do Games of Thrones because everybody thought the shows were cool and this and that, So I want to read the book. So I bought them, started reading. I couldn't get into it. I think I
Dude,
have the whole.
Okay, so nice. The Game of Thrones book. Somebody described it to me as like he sits there and describes the weather for about 7 pages before he gets to any part of the story. He's like, that's why the show is better, because let's just say you're standing outside. Well, he can talk about standing outside for, I don't know, 7-8 pages of small print. I'm like, all right, fuck all that.
That's the thing for me, the very small print. Like, not that I'm like a terrible reader. I'm not the best. I'm like probably middle of the row, like growing crops and gardening. I'm probably middle of the row reading. But that freaking small print, it like makes me want to fall asleep.
So I have this book. Speaking of books, this actually, we're great at this. I have this. I got to read this, right? That's probably
I give 100%. Oh, that
Why give
seems
100%?
awesome.
I just work here. So my boss handed these out to all the managers today or Friday. It was like, have the first part read by Monday morning. We're going to discuss it. I didn't know we were in a goddamn book club. But
is Aaron Rodgers in it?
Dude, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but this is the first part. It's
Yikes.
so much of the goddamn book, and I have to find time sometime today to read it. I looked on Audible. There is no audiobook.
Your boss did too.
Do what?
I guarantee you the boss looked through it first, but like, no, I'm going to get them a book that is not audio that they actually have to read.
You would be surprised at how many books a year I finish.
No shit.
It's quite a bit, but I have a problem retaining what I read. My Audible library is fucking crazy. And this is nonfiction too. I listen to nonfiction because I'm an adult. But
so if you listen to a book, do you retain the information much more than when you read it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like being read to. It's nice.
I get these emails all the time being an Amazon Prime member. I think everybody else does, where you have a gift, 2 free audiobooks. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to do an audiobook. It's been years. I still haven't downloaded one yet. Right? No. But I realized that Spotify now has audiobooks. I saw it in there because I buy the premium or whatever because I hate ads for them, and you get Hulu included in it. So I was like, hell, that's a deal, right? Not that I really watch Hulu, but the kids do. So the other day I was like, holy shit. So I started listening to my very first audiobook, and it's the Tom Segura one, I Want to Be Alone or something like that. Right. So I've gotten through that, but a lot of the stuff are stories that I've heard, I think, already on the shows that he does. Yeah, some of them, and he kind of says in there, but I've gotten through there, and another kind of interesting life. Like I could probably listen to stories of his dad and mom for way longer than I care almost a lot about his stories.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You know?
I have not listened to his. I did listen to Bert's.
Okay.
And have you heard his audiobook?
No, this is legit the first audiobook. And this was like within the last 2 weeks. And I driving so far for softball, I'm like, yeah, let's just listen to something, you know?
That's if you have long commutes, I strongly suggest. I mean, if you're getting burnt out on just listening to podcasts like I get, get some audiobooks in your life. But Bert Kreischer's audiobook, I suggest you listen to that one next. They must have just said, yeah, whatever, whenever he was recording it, because there's times where he just goes off on a tangent and he's like, oh, this isn't in the book, but he just goes off on a tangent.
Bonus content.
I prefer the especially if I'm reading an autobiography, like I want the person that it's about to read it. That 100%. Was the downside to Steve-O's book.
Yep.
He only does like a little bit of his book, and then he has somebody else come in and read it, so.
Yeah. I've been trying to get Brandon McDermott to do an audio book for his and have him do it. One, he has a very awesome voice, but I think a lot of people would, like I said, pick up the audio book potentially more than the book itself.
He seems like he has an interesting history.
Dude. I haven't read through it. Obviously, we're boys. We've chatted a lot. Logan's, that was on the show before, he read the book, and my wife started to read it. And this guy statistically probably shouldn't be as awesome as he is today. You know what I mean? Like, he had it not easy at all. Him and his sister did not have it good. And for him to be so grounded, and you know what I mean? And I love the fact, like, we were going to record today for the other one, and he's like, we're going to all you can eat prime rib with the wife and the kid. And I'm like, good. Go
Yeah.
go enjoy that. Like, this is always, and you know, he's built a life that he's very happy about, and like I said, he's came a long ways.
Tragedy builds character, dude.
Yeah, it goes one of two
100%.
ways at things. You know what I mean? Like, it builds character positively or real negatively. I mean,
my passion is comedy, right? So like,
yeah.
every comedian you've ever known is fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucked up, right?
Like on Kill Tony, when they're like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" "Software engineer." "Your parents still married?" "Yep." "Cool. Not made for comedy, bud. Like, let's get moving. You're too normal."
Yeah. I don't think that me and you have the sense of humor we have unless something weird was going on when we were kids, right? So like, for sure, you know, it is what it is. But speaking of funny, I watched a movie you have to watch.
Oh,
you have to watch this.
Okay.
Low key sleeper, didn't get the fucking
accolades.
Didn't get the attention that it should have. Ricky Stenicki.
Ricky Stenicki. Okay.
It's a John Cena picture.
Yeah, and it's got what's his face in it? Whisker Gingy. Whisker Ginger Whiskey or whatever the hell it is.
What's his goddamn name?
Santino. What the hell's his first name?
Andrew Santino. Yes, he's in it. Efron's in it. William H. Macy's in it. Fuck, dude. This movie's so quotable. Like, the term air dicker is now in my vernacular after watching it last night. I'm going to be saying it constantly. It's on Amazon Prime. Worth
That's what I was going to ask. Okay.
Yeah, it's worth watching. I'm
going to tell the wife. She's always asking me. She's like, "Can we once in a while, just one time, can we watch?" I've never watched a movie with her. We've been together for many years. Like, my brain doesn't, we've talked about it before. I can't rewatch something, and most of the time I can't get through. Like, if a movie doesn't catch me immediately, I am fucking gone. Like, see ya. And something about being at a theater, I'm just like, because I got a lot of money into my home theater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got the nice receiver, super subs, floor standing speakers. Like, it bumps. TV kind of sucks because I haven't turned it on and use the system in many years. Besides play the Switch once in a while. But all right, I'm gonna put that on and be like, we're having a date night.
Do you like sophomore humor, dirty jokes the whole movie? Okay, that's what this is.
Yeah.
This is an old school / Seth, like it's like a Seth Rogen movie. It's just all dirty fucking jokes the whole goddamn time. It's
hell yeah.
Man,
so
this movie should have got more attention. Yeah, my wife would hate it. My wife would hate it, but
we should have had a movie date, I guess.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm gonna have a movie date with Burley. Sorry, wife. I've been hearing about the Tom Brady roast. I think everybody has like crazy. I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen it. I need to.
So good.
But it's like 3 hours long, right?
It is, but it goes by pretty quick.
I'm not worried about I'm not worried about it being boring. I would have to imagine it wouldn't, but finding 3 hours to be able to watch it for me is going to be like tough.
I think it came out on Tuesday or something, and
something like
maybe whenever it was live. I watched it live because I know how these shows are. Something fucked up's going to happen, and they're going to edit it out, which they did.
They did.
But yeah, dude, it fucking killed. And fun fact, the worst performers on there, including the football players, were fucking Tom Segura and Bert. They were the worst out of everybody. Yeah.
I heard that.
It was not good. The best they had was they figured out some way to compare Tom Brady to Hitler. It wasn't that funny. But yeah, but they do Gronk. Pretty fucking funny. I like Gronk though. Right? What's your thoughts on Gronk?
I like Gronk. The reason I like him, I think he would be like somebody we would hang out with. He's a typical football player. People see him as dumb, and he plays off how dumb people think he is. He's not an idiot.
No, he's
at all.
He's smart enough to surround himself by people that make him money.
Lots of money, and it was an athletic freak.
Yep,
and he likes to have a good time.
That's the thing, right? Is he controversial? Nah.
No.
Has he had any scandals? I can't think of any.
No.
Does he like to party? Yes. Is he always smiling? Yes. What's the problem with that? It seems like he's having a good fucking life. Did he retire whenever he was ready? Yep.
Did he come back because he wanted to win another one?
Yep.
Yep.
That was it, though.
Brilliant.
Like, he's living life on his own terms. I know a guy that went to college with him, and they said, yeah, he's the same back then, dude, in Arizona State. So he just partied his ass off and just had fun. Bitches love him. He smiles all the time, doesn't get into fights, anything like that. That's it. Now, yeah, it seems like that's who I would want to be. He's,
Yeah.
just a fucking party guy.
And you never really heard a lot of people that are like diehard football players being like, I hate Gronk. Gronk sucks. Like, no, he's a guy that you want on your team athletically. You want him at your 40th birthday party, and you want to somehow find a connection where he's somehow related to you, or, he went to my one town there. That's what always drives me nuts. It's pretty much here. Like something happens and everybody ties it into how local it is. It's like fucking 3 hours away. It's not anywhere near you, but it hit national news. Like, cool, 3 hours away. Well, I went there this one time. Like, I drove through there. It's like, why do we do that? I don't get that.
Well, dude, we're guilty of it here for sure. If it happens in Texas, you would think it was right next door to us. I was like, no, that's Texas, dude. Fucking. We have a lot of infighting in Texas. Like, a lot of Texas hates Dallas. But if somebody else talks shit about Dallas, right? No, hold on, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This
we have New York City, and we still talk shit about New York City because. But that's a whole different thing.
It's a whole different monster, though.
It should be its own little. Just make it the next state. Just right there, let it be its own thing.
Hey, New York City is pretty much what kind of runs the rest of your state, huh? As far as like taxes and shit like that goes, and why everything's so expensive. Yeah,
it sucks. Yep. I mean, to an extent, but they do a good job. Like, when you file your taxes and all that boring stuff, you actually put like, did you spend any time in New York City? Did you live in the New York City suburb or any of this? And it's like, then if you say no, obviously, then you're good. But if you said yes, then I think it generates a whole nother thing. And
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep. And I mean, you get obviously, so what was I think like corrections or something like that. If you spend any time in corrections down there, you get more money because it costs way more money to live down there, be down there, stuff like that. So they do definitely take that into consideration for a lot of things.
A new statistic just came out of New York City. 1 in 24 people that live in New York City proper are millionaires.
Wow.
1 in 24. That seems high, right?
That seems really high because there is a lot of people in New York City.
Double check that number real quick. But I read it. It was like 1 in 24 people. I saw it on numerous pages on Instagram. That's where I get my news. So
nearly 350,000, or 1 in every 24 residents in the Big Apple, are millionaires, according to a new ranking from Henley and Partners. New York is also home to 744 centimillionaires, worth at least 100 million, and 60 billionaires. The combined total wealth of the city's residents is greater than $3 trillion.
That's wild. That's wild.
Wow. Holy shit. I mean, you got to think, though, too, like New York City, huge. A lot of famous people live in there, you would think. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff in almost every industry, New York City is like huge.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows it around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
1 in 24%, a 48% increase from just a decade ago. There's 8.2 million people in New York City and 350,000 millionaires.
Why aren't we millionaires, dude? This is the problem.
Lack of money, really.
That's the main thing. If we could just figure out that part, we'd be millionaires, I think.
Yeah. Holy. So this is on New York Post. It says, here's the Gilded Apple. Let me pull this up here because this shows stuff around the world that is pretty. We're an educational show.
Yes.
New York City
We're all
area.
about the data.
349,500. You have between 2013 and 2020 a 48% increase. The Bay Area has 305,000. Tokyo,
Those are tech people in the Bay Area for sure.
Yep. Then Tokyo, then Singapore, then London, LA, Paris, Sydney, Hong Kong, Beijing. Look at Beijing, though. 90% increase.
What's going on over there?
I don't know.
We might need to go to Beijing. Start one of those, what are they called? Sweatshops.
Mm-hmm.
Give the kids jobs. We're creating jobs for the community.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can be one of these people.
Yeah, or apparently Singapore, 64%. I'm skipping the Bay Area. I don't want to live in San Francisco. I want nothing
No,
to do with it.
I don't want to live in California at all. I want to visit there frequently because it's beautiful. But
yeah, and look at
hell,
this
dude,
image.
I
Look at
love
this
that
guy with his little business beard, with trying to light a cigar with $100 bill.
He
Clearly
looks like
missing the cigar.
yeah. That cigar is not in his mouth. You realize
No.
that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to start that.
And why are his fingers so wide?
Yeah, they're pretty.
They look
Got
like
sausage
toes.
fingers.
They look like toes.
They really do. Interesting. He's never. Huh.
I mean, dude, that will one finger will do her. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Do you think he's a wrestler? Look at his ear. He's got that cauliflower ear going on, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got weird elf ears.
Yeah, I bet you he does some MMA or something like that. Probably he's gonna find this podcast randomly and beat the shit out of us.
Yeah, fuck
He's a
this
millionaire.
guy. Yeah, well, no, he's setting money on fire. He's losing money. You're losing money, sir. Fuck it.
We should hit him up and see if he wants to invest in our Spitwad company.
I honestly think it's actually doable if we come up with the paper straw situation. Fucking, it's literally the investment is nothing. We just got to get stickers, slap it over the paper straw packet, and say "Spitwad Shooters." Not mad.
We could probably hit up. No, we could probably hit up like Temu and some other places and just get a bulk. That's allegedly, from what I've heard, the poop knife. Remember the poop knife?
Yeah.
Or here to the poop knife. There were just something that were bought in bulk, like a spatula or something, with some clever marketing and different packaging.
So this is doable.
Yeah, you could easily do it.
All right, I'm
leaving. I got my notes left up too. Spitwads, Ricky Stenicki, and How to Be a Millionaire in New York City.
Do you like John Cena as an actor?
I don't hate him, but I don't know that I've seen movies with him in it.
Bro, okay.
I'm not a movie guy. I'm sorry. Gute should have been here for this one. He's the movie.
No. I'm going to put you up. You need to. Okay. Here's the deal. John Cena is trying to be The Rock, and I get it. Yeah. John Cena's not a bad actor. Kind of like The Rock. Not bad. Is he great? Nah, he's not going to win an Oscar. But the difference between The Rock and John Cena is The Rock has the ability to say no to movies. John Cena's like, let's fucking go.
I mean, The Rock wasn't he a tooth fairy at one point?
Yeah, he was. But John Cena is currently like, he's in every movie, and they're all goofball movies. I can't think of an actual like adult comedy that The Rock was in. Can you? I can't think of one.
Let's see what John Cena is known for. He's known for, apparently, according to IMDb, The Suicide Squad, Bumblebee, Trainwreck, and 12 Rounds.
The Suicide Squad movie is hilarious.
So So Ricky Stenicki, 6.2, just came out. Argyle, 5.7. That came out in 2024. Freelance last year, 5.5. Apparently he was in Mortal Kombat 1, the video game. He was the Peacemaker voice.
Did not know that. Yeah,
Vacation...
Peacemaker is the show you need to watch.
Peacemaker?
Yes. Wait, I think that's the name of the show. Is that a show?
Sounds like a show.
It was the character he played on Suicide Squad. They made it into its own side spinoff.
Yeah, Peacemaker.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay,
I don't know, man. He really makes me laugh. Also, he seems like a legit good dude.
Yeah,
I think he holds the record for the most Make-A-Wishes.
Oh shit!
Like he goes and spends a lot of time with sick kids, and that's a plus in my book. So. Is
he married?
He was. Apparently, he's a real piece of shit to live with. Like he's one of those guys like you posted on your Instagram the other day. You make your bed first thing in the morning. But he's like that for his entire goddamn house. He had a reality show at one time, and he's a fucking clean freak, apparently.
No shit.
Yeah. I didn't watch it, but I've seen clips, and it seems like he's a real fucking anal motherfucker.
Oh, he's a Massachusetts guy, huh? That explains some things.
He lost his accent, for sure.
Spouse, he was married to a Shay, can't say the last name, a lot of vowels, married 2020. Then before that, there was an Elizabeth, again, a lot of vowels. One looks French, one looks, I don't know what this one is. Shariatizadeh.
One of them, I mean, he was married to a wrestling chick for a while, and she went by the name Nikki Bella, but I don't know her, her birth name.
Yeah, this is the first one that he was married to here.
I could probably point her out if I saw her.
This apparently, this was the one that he was married to for a while.
Yeah, right there. Who's in the picture right there? Nikki Bella. Who's that? What's her birth name? In the wrestling picture. The wrestling picture.
Right here. Right here.
Yeah.
John Cena describes his high-stakes WrestleMania proposal to Nikki Bella.
So I wonder what. Yeah, Huberdeau, Elizabeth Huberdeau. I guess that's her birth name.
Okay. Yeah, they were married from 2009 to whatever, and then in 2020, apparently married this Shariatizadeh. Yeah.
Shout out to her though. She's winning.
Yeah. There we
1989. At least, you know what? I'm glad that people are still getting married that were born in the 80s. Shout out the 80s, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm a little upset that people that were born in 2003 can drink.
Yeah. Yep. And every once in a while.
Whenever, you know how they have that little display at the stores when you walk in, and I'm just like, ugh, that sucks.
That does. Yeah, that's the year I graduated high school.
Yeah, I was 04. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Oh, you got your big 20 year this year.
Yeah, I'm not going. There was only 8 of us, dude. I doubt there's anything going. We did a 10-year anniversary, and it ended up at my house. Like, we went out, and then I was like, yeah, let's just go back to my house and get fucked up. So that's what happened,
Yeah, we did our...
I haven't seen any of them since then.
Yeah, we did our 20th last summer. It was probably 12, 14 of us that showed up.
What were the biggest differences? Wait, do you still talk to these people on a regular basis?
Handful of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So whenever you see the ones that you didn't, what were the biggest differences between when you were in school and then seeing them now later in life?
There was just one that I was pretty close with as a friend with, and she moved to like Minnesota or something, so she got the like a Minnesota style accent.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, yeah, and just like a much different life, you know what I mean? Like, not much. I mean, it's different enough where we live, small town, this and that, and just the bustle, the hustle of working, kind of the stuff like you see on movies and TVs, and when you're in a big city and just chaotic and here travel and this and that, and it's just like, yeah. So what about nothing? I just live in the same house I bought pretty much after school, and still working around here. Got some kids.
That was the depressing part for me. That was the depressing part for me, dude. Like, I was just like, oh, these people are doing a lot with their life. Like, one person just became a fucking, all she did was travel. She was like, yeah, every 2 years I moved to a different country and just lived there. I'm like, huh? Just like, cool. What do you do for work? She's like, I'll grab like a waitress job or whatever while I'm there. But I'm just there for the experience. Like, that's crazy.
That's wild.
It sounds awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
But
does that person have kids? Because that's the game changer. That's
why it's so smart. That's why it's so smart.
Like, I was talking to a content creator recently, no kids, don't think married, and just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna travel here. I'm gonna do this. I can't believe that you're not doing this full time with all the stuff and this and that. And I'm like, well, other than the fact that there's no money coming into this, the second part is. Yeah, there's just no way like that. I would give up everything and a stable career and income to try even to pursue this. Like, would it be cool eventually someday? Yeah, but my balls are not that big.
If I was 100% single, I would take a lot more risks for sure. Yeah, but people depend on me, so it's hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think. I mean, I was single for many years before I met my wife, and I was just kind of I just drank too much, and I put a lot of effort into that, and I was really good at that. So there's that. I mean, if I would have put the effort probably into the drinking as I put into everything else, maybe it'd be much different. But
it's a different type of risk taking, right?
And I don't really even have that good of stories. You know what I mean? I spent probably 6 to 8 years of my life being a complete piece of shit. And I don't really have that many cool things that came from it. I'm like, God damn. And any of the really good ones, You don't remember. You kind of brown
Yeah.
out and you just, it's kind of foggy and it's just like, what a waste of time and money.
Yeah. You're telling me.
Oh, man.
I kind of got after it last night. Not even that hungover today. So I've learned in the last week, the week before last, whenever I went on my little bender.
Bender.
I only had beer whenever I was on Body Wrong. That was the only time I had beer the entire time. The rest of the time was all Jack and Cokes because they were free in the casino.
Yep.
You just have to pretend like you're gambling and you just get free drinks. It fucking rules.
Not at the one near me anymore. You
Really?
have to pay for every drink now, yeah.
That's great. Well, in the sports book, I learned that you had to pay. I did not realize that. But in the actual casino, dude, they just keep coming. This is my first time at casino, so people that are listening that go to casinos all the time, I'm like, yeah, that's what they do. I didn't know. It was fucking awesome.
Get you drunk and waste some more money.
I was fucking trashed every single day on a work trip. But where was I going with that?
You were drinking beer, then you were drinking Jack and Cokes.
Oh, yeah.
You're learning.
The liquor hangover is nothing, dude. Beer hangover is my problem.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to get rid of beer altogether because, dude, I'm not that bad. Remember a few weeks back when I was barely alive on the show? That was a beer night. I had like 25 beers,
Yeah, it is. Beer gets your guts, man, and it's tough. A lot of the stuff too that I've learned over the years of drinking is pouring it into a cup, letting it kind of, the gases break down and stuff is easier on the gut the next day too. And that's why you always see the old timers that are pouring their beers into cups and drinking. One, they can pound them a little bit quicker out of the shorter ones. I don't know if you see that, like when you, that was one thing I always see is the real guy, like the 70, 80-year-old guys that have been drinking for 60, 70 years. They're pouring it into there, but then they're adding a bunch of salt as well. So it's easier breaking down the gas and it's easier on your throat with the carbonation and I guess your stomach.
Have you seen the thing about like you put a paper towel in there?
I've seen taffers do it on Bar Rescue before and like a highlight or a clip or something where
what was the purpose on that? What was that?
I think just to show how much the gas intake or something is in one and whether they're flat or whether they're not or something. I don't know. I saw a really quick clip of it and it didn't make sense. I thought he was just freaking out.
I also love that you know his name.
If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have the NFL ticket.
My buddy is the biggest Taffer fan. Like,
no shit.
That's his goddamn role model.
Really?
Every time I say something about him, he's like, "You're fucking stupid. He's a genius. He's a goddamn genius." If I get his like, it's just like, all right. I didn't know he had fandom like that. That's what.
So I Googled real quick, why put paper towel in beer, and it just says some people wrap a wet paper towel around a beer bottle and put it in the freezer to cool it down faster. Which that's a kind of a cool.
I know the clip you're talking about. That's why I brought it up. I'm trying to figure out why he was doing it.
Why put a napkin in a beer bottle? It's for hygienic purposes. Flies love to get over on the bottle head and wouldn't want to go down the lips or whatever. So
that's just blocking the hole.
Yeah, that's why the napkin test. Why drink beer? There's a napkin test on you.
Yeah, what's a napkin test? What is that?
I don't know. Let's bring this up. It's on. Oh, they want me to sign into Facebook. I'm going to sign in. All right, here's beer education on Facebook. I don't know who's Michelle Latham.beer.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, big fan. All right, let's try this out. Put the sound on. We'll go full screen. Let's press play. Beer education. This is cool. You ever had a Labatt beer?
No,
Don't hear her.
Release of carbon dioxide gas has been dissolved in the beer during kegging and packaging. The release of the gas carries with it the flavor and aromatic compounds that allow us to better experience the taste and the smell of the beer. The release
I don't think that was Bud Light she was pouring.
allows the beer to be more
Blue
drinkable. In fact, for every one bottle of beer, there are
that's Bud
only 3
Light.
bottles of gas dissolved inside of it.
Wow.
And filling your stomach with gas rather than beer is the cause of that uncomfortable, bloated feeling that's often associated with beer. It's really the gas that's filling you up. Let's look at these 2 glasses as guests sitting at the bar. Here's an example of a guest or consumer who requests a beer without head, assuming that less foam. The other guest has a properly poured beer with approximately 1 inch of foam. Now, what happens when each guest consumes a chicken wing? The absence of gas that's been released allows for room to spare for more food and more beer in the stomach. On the other hand, the beer served without head will trap the gas in the
Whoa.
stomach, creating that bloated feeling of fullness, limiting the amount of.
Okay.
So we
that
want
makes
head.
sense.
We want head. Okay.
Always. And that's why
when do we want it?
Taffers...
We want it now.
We want it now. That's our next t-shirt idea. But yeah, I remember Taffers too, because he would say, and I've always been told, you know, in any of the stuff that I do with the bars and stuff is you just pour it down the middle and then you can wait if there's not enough there. Don't do that whole angle thing with no head. Like when a bartender pours them like that, and they do it around here all the time. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, what do you mean that you get more beer this way? I'm like,
yeah, that's the way
it's a fucking 16-ounce pint. You will still put 16 ounces of liquid in it.
But I mean, I feel like if you got an inch worth of foam on there, you're losing out on some beer, right?
Well, that's why a lot of times, you know, especially with Guinness, you do it. You pour to the bottom of the little harp, then you wait, let it settle, then you pour it back. That's why a lot of them you're supposed to pour, kind of give it a minute, let it settle a little bit, and then pour it down there. Or you get the can trick where you can just put it down there, and then as it comes up, the foam will hit the bottom of the can, and it'll never overflow. It'll hit and stop there.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
I know, but you kind of look
immediately.
True. I mean, that's why I'll pour it out and I just right down the middle, release all those gases, and then once it's down.
Are you whenever you go to a place, like, do you prefer draft, or if they have cans or bottles, will you just order those?
Usually depends on what I want to drink. You know what I mean? Like if I go to a place that has something that I've never tried before,
yeah,
I'll try it, and it doesn't matter. Most of the time, it's in a bottle or can. But a lot of times I will try to get a decent draft just because I don't get draft beer. But I also watch where it is and how the bartenders are pouring. I'm weird like that. I used to, work delivering beer, so I'd see them. And a lot of people don't overly clean the lines.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That kind of, and the same reason I don't order ice and drinks, because most people don't actually clean the ice machine, and they're fucking dirtier than toilets.
Somebody, I'll shout him out. King IPA. Brandon, he's been on my podcast a bunch of times, but he's in that whole beer world. I don't know if you're a part of the beer Instagram social medias.
I'm not. I wish I was.
Man, that is crazy. but he's in those circles. But one day I sent him a picture of a pint that I was drinking at a bar, and I was like, "Hey, happy Friday," whatever the fuck I said. He's like, "That's a dirty glass." Like, what are you talking about? He's like, that glass is dirty as shit. I'm like, how can you tell? He's like, you see how the bubbles are stuck to the side of the cup? He's like, that's a dirty cup. I'm like, God damn it. Fucking just like, and I looked it up. Sure enough. Fucking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, little stuff. Because most places, they don't really clean their draft lines properly. And then sometimes when they switch different, from say a Bud Light to a IPA and this and that, and they don't do it right. And I know people are lazy, and especially these days when they can't find help, they're short, so they're not probably getting there. I know when I get a can or a bottle.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's always this. I'm at the age now, dude. Or I'm not the age. I'm just like, I'm burnt out. I don't want to drink bong water, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I go to a bar and all they have on tap is all these fucking hazies and IPAs and blah 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 blah, all these things, I'm just like, do you have Miller Lite? Because it's always gonna be Miller Lite, and I'm just like, all right, you got that in a bottle, let's just do that, Yep.
Like the wife, she loves those sours, the sour beers. She loves those. So every once in a while, we see a place that has one. She'll get one of those. I'll try it. I'm like, yep, still don't like that. And I don't mind trying one. Like if it's a local kind of brewery and it's something that I've never tried or something, I try to support somewhat local. But there's not really anybody local there's a couple, but not really there. Like if they come up with something, I'll order one just to kind of help them out. But
have you had, what are they called? I have the website up here. Let me find their socials here. Actually, you're probably logged in on yours. Look up Ba Brew House, BAA Brew House. They're right outside of Houston, and people in California go crazy over these kind of beers to the point where these guys are known for it over there.
Really?
It's almost like a goddamn smoothie, dude.
Interesting. It looks like orange juice or an orange sherbet.
Exactly. It's thick as hell. You can only have one or two before you're just stuffed. But they're delicious, dude.
Interesting.
But like, it's like $20 for 4 of them.
Oof.
the 4 cans. But people in Cali, there was a little time there where I was like trying to get in with the beer people on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
They were sending me $50 to ship them for. Like, they fucking want them over there. But this place is only open one day a week. It's a side hustle for this guy. And it's out in the middle of nowhere outside of Houston. And it's fucking, yeah, it's packed on the weekends whenever the fucking place is open. It can only hold like 20-something people, but everybody's standing around outside.
Dude,
they're delicious, but dude, you get stuffed, dude. Like,
stuffed. There's this brewery in Vermont, Alchemist Brewery, and they're known for this beer called Heady Topper. Okay. And they do, I don't know for sure with COVID and everything, but they used to have it where they would do a beer trail and they would put where they were going to sell it, and you could only buy it in these certain locations where they were selling it. And they would always sell out. There'd be lines of people to wait in there, $15-$20 for a 4-pack. And every once in a while, somebody would bring one back. We did some work when I was doing some side IT work for somebody that was doing the addition to the brewery because they were so big that they started to expand. Gave us a couple 4-packs, me and a buddy. So one night we were just sitting there, we're like, oh, let's have some beers, right? So we have 1, we have 2, we have the 3rd. Don't remember the 4th. I was so goddamn drunk drinking a 4-pack. I fell down the stairs at one point, and I'm like, oh, they're made to have 1 or 2. They are pretty strong, but it was always like number 1 or top 5 of the top 250 like IPAs and beers. Right now, just looking right now from Beer Advocate, the top 250 beers, it's still number 8.
That's wild.
15,285 ratings, and it's 4.71.
What's the number 1 beer?
It's Kentucky Brunch Brand Stout. It's a Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. It's an American Imperial Stout, 12% alcohol.
Oh,
the Heady Topper is 8%.
It gets me fucked up. Yeah.
There's what is this? What is this? The number 7 is called Blessed Anchorage Brewing Company. It's an American Imperial Stout as well, 15.5%. Holy shit! This one right here, I don't know what it is. MJK from Side Project Brewing. It's an English barley wine, 20%.
What I mean, dude, how do you enjoy that? It's got to be bitter as fuck.
You would think, but I mean, a lot. Hey, the wife says I can only go out and have 1 beer. Okay, well, I guess that's going to be the one, huh, bud?
Have you heard that statistic about men need like
2 or 3 nights a week?
Yeah.
Yes. I shared that to my story the other day, just like how 70 to 80% of the world doesn't use toilet paper.
Oh, yeah. I'm done with toilet paper. I use toilet paper to pat myself dry.
Same.
Yeah.
I had 3 people message me from that story being like, yeah, I don't use toilet paper. I don't use toilet paper. I don't. And so I'm like, the fuck do you use? And they all said wipes. I go, wipes? Like, yep, I use wipes.
But you see the problem there, right? With the wipes?
I do. They don't. I was like, why don't you just get a bidet? Like, nah. I'm not gonna. So you're gonna use what babies use and old people, probably like really old people, but you're not gonna shoot a little water up your ass to clean it.
Dude,
it's a weird thing.
People associate bidets and homosexuality somehow. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Like last I checked, there isn't a penis that is coming out of the bidet into your asshole.
And we haven't invented
maybe that's
that
an invention.
The technology we'll talk about that. Does not exist yet.
It's a stream of water that is. It's a. We don't need to get all fired up about it, but yeah.
Oh, dude! But here's the deal: like something there, everybody there's some sort of gay joke made every time I bring up a bidet, and it's like makes no sense to me.
Unless it's a fellow bidet guy, and it's almost like seeing a beard in public, and you guys say, "Nice beard, nice beard." The bidet guys are like that, and I'm actually talking to a bidet company. They only do travel bidets.
Ooh.
And I'm like, okay. So I sent him an email. I'm going to try to follow up, and I'm going to try to get me and you and any of the other guys on the show a travel bidet. I like the name. Dude. They're a smaller company. And I know most people are like, well, travel bidets are just like, they're pretty much just douches, right? And I'm like, hey, if there's a way that, because I recently went on a trip, was at a hotel, had to only use toilet paper, and it wasn't a good pooping experience for me. There's a lot of wiping.
Last week.
My ass hurt. I wasn't looking for it. It was miserable. I did not have a good time. And I'm like, if I had a travel, I almost went to a very popular company and bought one. And I'm like, I want to find a smaller company, even if they don't, like, I'm not looking for them to be like, hey, here's a bunch of money, promote it. Like, I legit say, let me help you. Let me help me. Even if you send one, I'll still buy it. Or if you give me money, I'll buy one for the boys. that want one.
Dude, I want to spread the word on bidets. Us Americans don't.
All right, that's what we're gonna do. Our next thing, we're gonna find a bidet company, and we're only gonna rep them and a travel bidet. That's our goal for the next week.
I'll wear hats and T-shirts. I'll wear goofy glasses. I don't give a shit.
There we go.
I want to rep bidets. That's Bidet Boys.
Bidet Boys. That's us. All right. There's no better way to wrap this up. I'm going to hang this up, and I'm going to message every small bidet company in the entire planet and see if we can. We're the Bidet Boys. Maybe that's a new name of our.
I'm not mad at that. No, actually, I'm not really mad at that. Is it the double B?
Double B. Let's see. Bidet Boys is taken on Instagram already.
Son of a bitch.
And on SoundCloud.
Good idea.
And on Apple. It's a thing. God damn it. Even with a Z. Even with a Z.
You put a Z on there?
There's Z and S.
What if we put B apostrophe day?
How about we just BUH, DEY, day, day.
Bidet Boys? Yeah, I like that.
And we have to say it like that every time.
Bidet Boys?
Bidet. Sounds like of Mice and
like
Men.
Grunk.
Hey, George.
Yeah, we're a Lenny moment.
Yeah. All right. That's all we got. We were going to bring you a short episode, but this was too much fun. We'll be back next week. Gute's going to be back. Have a good rest of your week, or don't. And it's Taco Tuesday. We don't own the rights. Go to whatever the place was, Jimmy John's and the other guy that came up with it.
John's, yeah. Whoever in the 70s. They're old. They're probably dead now.
Somebody is. But their family, they're loving it. So go check them out. Sorry, LeBron, you lost that. And hopefully you didn't find this episode too Ohio. But we'll be back next week. Later, fuckers. Keep your sticks on the ice and be good to your wieners and your buttholes. Get a bidet. And we're going to have links in descriptions for bidets starting next week. And check out all the other shows on the Beard Law Studio. Body Wrong. And whatever else. Or don't. I don't care. Go listen to a book. Read one page. I got to go. Bye.